So many movies that you've directed which have so many moments in them where I go like, okay, that's one of my favorite comedy moments. Zoolander, the gasoline station fight.
Oh, God.
When they're throwing gasoline on each other and laughing in slow motion is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It delights me every time I think about it. Also, when you and Owen are trying to hack into a computer and you become more or less apes. So there's all this.
The 2001 kind of reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I have to tell you something, because I was actually, for another project, I'm working on this documentary. I was looking through some of this old behind the scenes footage from Zoolander that I have, and I found an old, this was literally last week, I found an old cut of the gasoline fight. And I had forgotten that originally, you know, he lights the cigarette, and I think the way it is in the movie, I watched is like he lights a cigarette, I go, oh no, and then boom, they blow up.
Yeah.
But originally it was he lights a cigarette, and I go, oh no, and you watch the flame kind of like, he drops the match on the floor, and you see the flame like, you know, kind of track under the car and go up, and then it goes up and it starts engulfing each one of the models.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it literally goes on for, I'm not kidding, for like maybe like 2 minutes where they're just like dancing in pain. Yeah.
But you know what's great? But you know what's great, Ben? That's a masterclass in the difference between this way is funny, this way is not.
It's awful. Yeah.
And you can't really explain why, but
when you watch it, you see it's awful. Like the long, and also this is like, you know, year 2000, where before real, like, you know, CG effects, where like we had 3 stuntmen doused in those, like the jelly, where they put the jelly on and actually so they're on fire for real doing this. And then the explosion was a real explosion that like knocked the windows out of the buildings across the street, because it was like bigger than our guy thought it was going to be.
Oh my God.
It's just like a different time.
But that is a great, like I say, if you ever teach a class on comedy,
right,
which would sell out, just the idea of, this is the way we showed it in the movie. Yay! Let me show you a way that we didn't go with. People crying and screaming.
If it bends, it's funny.
Yes, no, it's true, yeah. In Tropic Thunder, when you're running across the bridge and when the kid gets thrown, I got on the floor. It's so wrong in every way. It's so wrong in every way.
Like, there's not anything else that's wrong in that movie.
No, there's so much that
Nothing comes to mind.
Nothing comes to mind. You know, so just the body of work, Reality Bites, Cable Guy has so much funny shit in it.
Thanks.
You know, and
well, all those are, you know, collaborations with people, and for me, that's always been the thing. It's like, I love working with people who are funny, and, you know, it doesn't just come from me. It's, you know, it's
well, I could always tell that, because all those years when I was doing the late night show, through all your different stages, you would always show up and say, okay, let's do something. And you would come with ideas, and then you would spend a long time making this great idea come to life, working with other people, working with us. And then you would do this thing, and it would be on at, you know, 12:50 at night on NBC, and you either saw it or you didn't. This was before internet, and it was just great.
And I have, for this documentary I've been working on, I've been looking at some of that old stuff, and it's just, I mean, I'm like, what was I thinking? Because it's such a commitment. And I mean, besides just looking at myself 30 years ago or whatever it is, and just like kind of like my attitude, and like coming in with like, hey, I'm going to be funny, and you know what I mean? Or like, I'm going to like have an attitude with you.
Yeah.
But you were great. You played along, and you were always so open to it, and you were always like, okay, let's go for it and let's do it.
Now I look back on it and I think, wait a minute. We were doing a 12:30 show, and Ben Stiller would come by and work all day on doing a 9-minute comedy piece for us. You know,
but I was thinking,
wow, how did that happen? Like that's that. I mean, I did something right in a previous life. It's
but also, you know, I was thinking about it because like I had to do a talk show next week, and I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do? And I should think of something. And then I'm like, we'll talk and we'll be fine. And I realized I'm just like, I don't have the energy for that at all anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, it'll be good. We'll come up with
that's the problem. Is a late night host now would look at like, oh no, I saw you did Jesus Christ Superstar with Conan, so we thought maybe you could do a thing where you're Godzilla, and you're like, no, I just want to come out in a good Tom Ford suit, chat about my work.
Yeah, I'm tired.